there's an expression that I'm sure you already know. It is, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And this can be applied to Henry Strady. I'm sure that he was overjoyed when he received the commission, when he was chosen. However, working on this memorial turned out to be an albatross around his neck. It ended up killing him in the end. It took about 20 years to complete when he had signed a contract to finish it in 5 years. And it wasn't finished in 5 years, and then he'd get an extension, and the extension would run out, and he'd get another extension. And there was always all this pressure on him from Congress and everybody else to finally get it done. And again, it took 20 years, and he actually died 2 weeks before the dedication of the memorial. There were still some finishing touches left to be done, and his assistants got that done in the end. Imagine working on this for 20 years and you don't even survive to see the dedication ceremony of basically your life's work. And when I say life's work, think about this. He died at the age of 50, and he worked on this for 20 years. So he was 5 years short of this literally being half his life. And what did he die of at the age of 50? In Japanese and Korean as well, they have specific words for death from overwork. And this is what happened to Henry Strady. He was a perfectionist, so this contributed to his stress levels. But it was just such a monumental task, and he was always being pressured to finish it, and just all the hard work just ate away at him, and he died young. And there really doesn't seem to be a lot of information out there on what the medical cause was. Was it a heart attack? Was it a stroke? These are often associated with death from overwork, from extreme stress. We don't really know. If any of you know somehow, please let me know in the comments. But basically, he died of exhaustion and stress from working on this memorial, and it is very sad. Here we are at the Cavalry Statuary Group, which I will talk to you a bit more later on in detail. But this memorial opened in April 1922, and it just so happened that it was the 100th anniversary of Ulysses S. Grant's birth. Now, of course, they didn't plan it this way because, remember, the memorial was supposed to have been opened 5 years after Strady got the nod, so that was the early 1900s. But it took a lot longer. It took 20 years, and coincidentally, it did open on the 100th anniversary of President Grant's birth. And just a month after that, the Lincoln Memorial opened 2 miles straight ahead. So you basically had bookends to the National Mall. This 2-mile stretch, on one end, you have a memorial to Ulysses S. Grant. On the other end, you have a memorial to President Abraham Lincoln. So the president of the country and the top general have their own memorials on each end. And with the original design, there was actually also going to be statues flanking General Grant of General Sherman and General Sheridan, who were his top generals. But they ended up getting their own memorials in different parts of the city. So here we have the centerpiece of the memorial, General Grant himself. And he is sitting upon a horse in the middle of battle. Many believe that this is his horse Cincinnatus, but really we have no records to confirm that, but it very well could be. This horse is the most prominent of 13 horses in the memorial. So over here at the Cavalry Statuary Group, there are 7, and on the other side at the Artillery Group, there are 5. And you can see that General Grant is sitting there cool, calm, and collected, cool as a cucumber. And this was done intentionally because this is how he actually was in the heat of battle. While there was so much chaos going on around him and confusion and emotions, he was just calm under pressure like this. So he was purposely sculpted to reflect that. And directly underneath, we have a scene of soldiers going off to war. These reliefs are some of the last features of the memorial to be installed. And we'll take a walk around to the other side. Oh, my hat is getting ready to just blow off my head. That's how windy it is. And we have a similar scene here, soldiers going off to war, but this one is actually slightly different. You see the clothes they're wearing very heavy clothes. So this is probably in the winter time. Also, the clothes look pretty new. There are no rips or tears. It's all kind of brand spanking new. So this may be at the very beginning of their time in the field. The other main feature over here at the center of the memorial are the 4 bronze lions, and everything here is bronze, by the way. And there is a lion on each corner. However, there are some subtle differences here, and I will show you on the other side. Here you can see a spear. It's tough to see from down below, but the lion is actually resting on a flag. And there's also this spear. That is a flag of the U.S. Army Regiment. And then we'll take a look at this lion over here. There is a bald eagle at the end of this flag. So this is the flag of the United States. Now, Civil War regiments, when they went into battle, they had 2 flags. They had one of the United States and one of their own regiment. So those are both reflected here. This lion is sitting on an American flag, and the lion we just looked at is sitting on the flag of the Army regiment. And we have the same thing in the front. They are diagonally placed like this. So this lion over here is also an Army regiment flag. And the lion in this corner has an American flag that looks like this lion with the eagle at the top. And here we get a much better view of the flag that the lion is resting on. And what is the symbolism of the lions laying on flags? So this is showing the lions as protectors. So they are both protecting the Army regiment. This one is the Army regiment flag. If we move a little bit over, we can see the spear poking out. So this lion is protecting the Army regiment. And then there's also 2 other lions that are protecting the United States itself, laying on those flags. There is also another memorial close to here that has the exact same symbolism going on. The law enforcement memorial is not far from here at all. And over there as well, there are lions that are protecting their cubs. And this is meant to symbolize the police protecting the general public.